Close your eyes and travel back 3 decades. It's August 1995. The Premier League is a toddler, just 3 years old. Blackburn Rovers are kings of England, basking in a title win fuelled by the lethal SAS, Shearer and Sutton. Eric Cantona is returning from exile to lead a class of 92 Manchester United side that everyone said would never win anything with kids. Manchester City are still at the chaotic, soulful Maine Road, far from the polished juggernaut we know today. Down the pyramid, the landscape is unrecognizable. Neil Warnock is soon to lead Plymouth Argyle to the playoff glory at Wembley in Division 3. Traditional names like Torquay United and Scunthorpe United are league stalwarts. It was a time before the hyper-commercialisation of the Champions League, a time of Bovril, heavy leather balls and a pyramid that felt solid. But football's a cruel mistress. Over the next 30 years, gravity took hold of some of the game's most famous names. Today we're looking at the 10 clubs that have suffered the most dramatic fall from grace between the 95-96 season and the 24-25 campaign. Just a note for this list, we've excluded the Phoenix clubs, likes of Bury or Wimbledon. This is about the survivors, the original clubs who have endured but plummeted. Number 10, York City, dropped 30 places. We start at number 10 with York City. In the 95-96 season, the Minster men were a solid third-tier outfit. This was the era of Bootham Crescent, a tight, intimidating ground where they famously beat Manchester United 3-0 in the League Cup just months into the season. Fast forward to 2024, while the stadium is shiny and new, the status is not. York find themselves in the National League, having spent time in the regionalised 6th tier recently. A drop of 30 places in the pyramid. The Minster men are fighting to get back to the league status they once took for granted. Number 9, Bolton Wanderers, dropped 32 places. At number 9 we find a name that feels synonymous with the Premier League's golden years. In 95-96, Bolton were competing in the top flight. They were the big lad team that eventually became a European contender under Sam Allardyce. However, financial ruin and mismanagement saw the Trotters slide all the way to League 2 at one point. Today they're rebuilding in League 1. While they are a massive club for the level, they sit 32 places lower than they did when we're taking on the elite 30 years ago. Number 8, Crewe Alexandra, also dropped 32 places. Equal with Bolton on 32 places is Crewe Alexandra. In the mid-90s, Crewe were the Academy of the North under legendary Dario Grady. They were a high-flying Division 2 side known for playing the right way and selling superstars for millions. But the conveyor belt slowed down, and in the 24-25 season, the Railwaymen are battling in the depths of League 2. The philosophy remains, but the attitude has changed significantly. Number 7, Swindon Town, drop of 35 places. At number 7, Swindon Town, just 2 years prior to our 1995 start date, Swindon were a Premier League club. By 95-96, they are fighting to get back there from the second tier. Today, the Robins are struggling at the wrong end of League 2, teetering on the edge of the National League. A drop of 35 places. For a club with a trophy cabinet that includes a League Cup, the current reality is a tough pill to swallow for the county ground faithful. Number 6, Port Vale, dropped 38 places. We move to the Potteries for number 6. In 1995, Port Vale weren't just a league team, they were a formidable force in the Championship, then Division 1. They finished 12th that year, ahead of names like Portsmouth and West Brom. The decline has been slow but deep, having spent last season in League 2. They sit 38 places lower than that mid-table Championship finish. They're searching for the spark that once made them a dominant force in the city of Stoke. Number 5, Scunthorpe United, dropped 38 places. Ranked 5th is Scunthorpe United. In 1995, they're a gritty, respected member of the Football League. They actually climbed higher in the 2000s, reaching the Championship, but the crash was spectacular. Issues off the pitch saw the Iron fall out of the Football League entirely, then out of the National League. Last season they were playing in the National League North. and sat 38 places below their 95-96 standing. A storied club fighting for its very survival. Number 4, Grimsby Town, dropped 40 places. Number 4 takes us to the coast. Grimsby Town. In 95-96, the Mariners were a solid second-tier club. Blundell Park was a place no one wanted to go, and they were mixing up with the likes of Wolves and Leicester. Today, after 2 separate stints in non-league, they're back in League 2 but sit 40 places lower than their 1996 self. The mighty Mariners are a shadow of the side that once pushed for the top flight. Number 3, Tranmere Rovers, dropped 55 places. Now we enter the truly dramatic drops. Number 3, Tranmere Rovers. In 95-96, Tranmere were a top-end championship club. They had recently made 3 consecutive playoff semi-finals for a spot in the Premier League. Prenton Park was a fortress. Since then, the Royal Club has tasted the bitterness of the National League. Though they have returned to the EFL, they currently sit in League 2, representing a massive 55-place fall from the heights of the Aldridge era. Number 2, Oldham Athletic, dropped 59 places. Our runner-up is a founding member of the Premier League. In 1995, Oldham Athletic were only 1 year removed from the top flight and were a powerhouse in the second tier. They are famous for latics, magic and giant-killing runs. The fall of Oldham is one of the most sobering stories in English football. Mismanagement led them to become the first former Premier League club to fall into the 5th tier. In 24-25, they remain in the National League, staggering 59 places below their 1996 rank. Number 1, Southend United, dropped 65 places. And finally, the biggest drop in English football over the last 30 years, Southend United. In 95-96, the Shrimpers were competing in the second tier, finishing 14th in what we now call the Championship. They are playing at a level above clubs like Birmingham City and West Brom. The last few years have been a nightmare of winding up petitions and point deductions. Southend now sit in the National League, and when you do the maths, they're 65 places lower in the pyramid than they were 30 years ago. It's a testament to the loyalty of their fans that the club still exists at all. 30 years in the grand scheme of history is a blink of an eye, but in football it's an eternity. It's the difference between playing Manchester United on a Tuesday night and travelling to part-time grounds in the National League. These 10 clubs prove that nothing in football is guaranteed. History and stature won't save you from a bad owner or a decade of poor recruitment. But for the fans of York, Bolton, Southend and the rest, the league position is just a number and the club is a community. As we look toward the next 30 years, who will be the next to fall? And more importantly, which of these fallen giants will find their way back up to the top? Thanks for watching. If your club was on this list, or if you remember the 95-96 season, let us know your memories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into the beautiful game.